Go ahead and get started. I do not have any music playing because last time, if it's a song that is owned by someone else, which is most songs, YouTube will mute that part of the video. So if you have some tunes at home that you want to turn on, go ahead and just get in a place where you can be quiet and turn inward. This will be a power class, but we are going to start off with about 5 minutes to just come down into this space, and it's almost a meditation of some sort. So let's just take a moment, get comfortable on your mat. If you want to stay seated, stay seated. If that is, if you would feel better laying down on your mat to come into this space, go ahead and do that wherever you can be comfortable. And just gently close your eyes. Let's take a few breaths together. Fill up all the way. Hold it. Exhale through your mouth. Take 2 more. Fill out even a bigger breath this time on the inhale. Hold it. Sigh it out through your mouth. 1 more big breath in. Biggest breath yet. And sigh it out. Just keep your eyes closed here. You're not clenching them together though. Just soften the muscles around your eyes. Allow your fingertips to relax. You can place your palms facing up for energy, palms facing down for grounding. And let's begin from the top of our heads, moving down, just relaxing. So starting at the crown of your head, relax the muscles in your scalp, your forehead. Soften all the muscles across your forehead, the space between your brow, all the muscles around your eyes and your cheeks. Unclench your jaw and your teeth. Let your jaw just get heavy. If you have any muscles where you're holding on to tension or tightness, down the neck, through your shoulders, breathe into those. Just let them soften. The earth and gravity support you. Letting go of all effort right now. Notice the way your chest rises with every breath that you take in, and the fall on every exhale. Allow the breath as it is moving in your body and bringing new oxygen and replenishing. Allow that breath to move through your collarbones, across your chest, down your arms. Allowing your elbows just to even get heavy and effortless. Your forearms, your hands again. Notice that breath coming in again, filling your lungs all the way up. And on the exhale, imagine pushing it down, this new energy, through your abdomen, through your belly, all the way through your pelvic bone, your sits bones. Soften any tightness you might be holding onto in your hips or your legs. Allow your thighs to relax. The front and backs of your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, the top and bottom of your feet soften. even your toes. And take a few moments here coming into your breath, your Ujjayi breath, that yoga breath where we are creating long and steady inhales, creating a constant flow of air. Inhaling through your nose. And on the exhale, exhaling through your nose, a slight constriction at the back of your throat. And it's an audible breath. Inhaling through your nose. And exhale. Sounds almost like Darth Vader, or almost like a deep mouth breath, but that's coming from the constriction in the back of your throat, and you're breathing through your nose. So let's stay here a minute or two, just coming into the rhythm of your breath and working on creating a steady inhale, and the exhale, allow that to match the same length of your inhale, or maybe even a little bit longer. This sets the tone for your practice, so really take the time to tune in and find your breath here. Hopefully you can hear mine too. Now, think about this breath as your anchor. It's going to guide you through your practice. So anytime your mind starts to wander, come back to the breath. Think nothing but the breath. When we have our focus on our breath and inward to our bodies, then we're not worried about anything else that's going on. And that's the point of meditation in all together. Is to find that quietness, that stillness, and yoga's almost as though it's a moving meditation, because you've got your focus on your breath, your focus inward. So come back to the same strong breath anytime you notice yourself either off balance or thoughts begin to wander. Come on to your hands and knees into a tabletop position. You may want to, I know Tiger King's popular, like cats move, it always feels kind of good. I think about a cat prowling, to move one shoulder up at a time, and moving your hips along with it feels kind of good. Now let's take a few rounds of cat-cow. So on the inhale, cow pose. Lift your head, lift your tailbone towards the sky. And on the exhale, cat pose, really arch your back towards the sky. Tailbone tucks towards the earth. Inhale for cat, cow. Exhale for cat. Keep doing that for 3 more breaths. Each inhale, you're coming into cow pose. Each exhale, cat. And now my cat and cow are not very exaggerated. I do not have great back flexibility at this point in time. We're always capable of progress. But feel free to get wiggly with it. Just listen to your body. You can over-exaggerate this as much as you'd like. Pause in this last cat stretch. Walk your hands about 6 inches forward and just reach your tailbone towards your heels. Get to where you feel a stretch, your upper arm bones on the outside. Come back up through table. Take some big hip circles here. So just get wiggly with it. You can bend one elbow at a time. Good. Take as big or as little circles as feel good to you. Move with your breath. Think inhale for half the circle. Exhale the other half. And reverse the direction. Inhale half. And exhale half. 2 more on this side. Coming back through to center. Come into child's pose. Big toes together. Knees are wide. Extend your arms out in front of you. Lift your elbows off your mat. This is an active pose. Spread all 10 fingers out on your mat. Notice the pads of each finger pressing into the mat. Each inhale, pull the pit of your belly in and up. Each exhale, allow your upper arm bones to pull up towards the sky, allowing your chest, your heart space to melt towards the earth a little bit more. Stay here in child's pose for a few more breaths. I'm just sitting up so you can hear me better. This is a great pose to come back to, find your breath, or if you just need to come out of something at any point in time. I know for myself, my balance has been way off lately, and other poses just weren't happening, and that's okay. And this is a great pose to come back to reset. So tune in, make sure your breath is that same strong breath that you created a few minutes ago. And then when you're ready, rock forward to tabletop. Curl your toes, downward facing dog. Hands are shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. Let's walk your dog. So on the inhale, bend one knee. Exhale, bend the other. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Now, next inhale, bring your knees down to a hover. And from here, really, your hands are pressing into the earth like you're trying to push the top of your mat away from you. Activate the backs of your arms. Press your chest towards your thighs. And on an exhale, let your tailbone reach to the sky. Begin to straighten your legs. Set your gaze to a point at the back of your mat. Strong, steady breath. Notice how this down dog feels in your body. Where are you tight? Send your breath to those areas. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come into a ragdoll. Feet are hip width distance apart. Grab opposite elbows. Inhale, pull the pit of your belly in and up. Exhale, allow your head to hang heavy. You can sway side to side if that feels good. Release your hands to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Come up to standing. Take a few shoulder rolls here. Now feel yourself. Pull your shoulders back and down. Think about starting here at your feet. Think about a tree and the roots of a tree. Strong foundation. Everything else is strong. So ground down the four corners of both feet. Have your outer shins in. Lift your kneecaps. It's allergies, y'all. I promise. All right. It's not a good joke, but The pollen's killing me. All right, inhale, pull your belly in and up here. You can even put your fist there. Exhale, slight tuck of the tailbone. Your glutes are engaged. Inhale, think about a string pulling up through the crown of your head. Exhale. Sternum's lifting. Chin parallel to the floor. Go ahead and find a spot out in front of your mat that you want to set your gaze to, that you'll come back to later on. Find that one spot. Breathe here. Same strong breath. Your breath builds heat in your body, and this pose, it's Tadasana. You are ready to go. Everything's activated. Everything's engaged. If we were to stand here the entire time just breathing, you would sweat. So this is a pose. This is Tadasana is what you want to find a small piece of it in every single pose, or a large piece of it in every pose. On the inhale, reach up, look up. On the exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the crown of your head towards the top of your mat. And think about a straight line between the crown of your head and your tailbone. Keep water in your knees. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, look up, reach up. On the exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift on the end. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. On. Actually, let's hold here in your high plank. So you don't want your elbows locked out. You want water here. Keep your hands, your fingers spread wide, pressing through the pads of each finger. Your inner elbows pulling in towards one another. On the exhale, lower down. Knees are always an option. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take a moment here. Set your gaze back to that spot. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Pull your shoulders back and down. Let your heart space shine forward. Downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here. Come back to that strong, steady breath. Next, inhale, step or float to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, look up, lift up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. I like to take an inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Keep the straight line. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog. Next, inhale, step or float to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise tall. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, look up, lift up. Exhale, folding forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step it back. Stay here for a breath. Inhale. Exhale, low. Up dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Those are sun A's. Let's go for one more on the inhale. Step, flip to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Rise up on the inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank, hold here, inhale. Exhale, lower. Up dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Now stay here for a few breaths. Notice already how different this down dog may feel in your body. Come back to your breath. Nothing but the breath. I know when I first start my practice each and every time, down dogs always, I'm very tight in it at first, and it's like I don't want to stay there, but now after I get moving a little bit, it feels mighty good, and I feel myself begin to loosen up. All right, next inhale, bring your feet to meet your hands, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Let's come into Utkatasana, chair pose. So go ahead. Traditionally, your big toes are together. There's a little space between your heels and your knees are together. Now, if that's hard for you, you can step your feet out hip width distance. If your feet are if you're stepping them out, your knees are the same distance out. You have the same distance between your feet and your knees. So I'm going to bring my knees and toes together, and then sit my booty low. On the inhale, sweep your arms up. Now, you don't want this. If you have that curve, tuck your tailbone. Everybody look, can you see your toes, your big toes? If not, pull your knees back, step them over your hips. Sit a little lower. Sit 2 inches lower. A little bit lower. Inhale, rise up tall, reach up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Inhale, exhale, low. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Warrior one on the right. So lifting your right knee, get it close to your chest, step it forward. Back foot spins down, reach up. Now check your feet out here. Are you on 2 train tracks? Your front, you're walking on 2 different, not planes, just 2 different lines here. So your right foot is towards the right side of your mat. You're pressing through the knife edge side or the pinky toe side of your back foot. Place your hands on your hips for a minute. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Press your front knee out towards your pinky toe. Now lift your arms if they're not already lifted. Find ease with your effort here. Next inhale, look up. On the exhale, plant your hands, step it back, plank, inhale. Exhale, low. Up dog on the inhale. Down dog on the exhale. Warrior one on the left. Same thing. Fix anywhere. Pull your left hip back this time, but fix anywhere that you feel might be holding you back. Strong breath. Nothing but the breath. Next, inhale, reach up, exhale, plant your hands, step back. Inhale here, exhale low. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here through your nose, side out through your mouth. One more big breath in through your nose, side out. Come back to your breath. This breath is, it actually can create a calming effect in your body and in others' bodies around you too. It mimics the waves of the ocean. All right, next inhale, step or float to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, plant your hands, high plank, exhale, low. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Step or float to the top of your mat. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. You can step back like we've been, or if you want to jump back, you are going to. It's almost like a float. Land in high plank. Or low plank, sorry. This is where you want to land. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Warrior one on the right. Exhale to low. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one on the left on the next inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. One more sun beat. From downward facing dog on the inhale. Step or float to the top of your mat, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, plant your hands. Step it back, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Warrior one on the right. You know where you're going. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, lower down. Inhale for high plank. Exhale to low. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Warrior one on the left on the in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, low down. Up dog on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. And you staying down dog, I'm just coming down because when I'm practicing with you, I lose my breath. Just makes it a little more difficult for you to understand, I'm sure. So hold here in this down dog. Your heart rate should be moving a little bit. Nothing but the breath. All right, come into three-legged dog. So bring your big toes together for in down dog on the back of your mat. Now lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. Think about right hip stacking on top of left. Think about keeping the same amount of pressure in both hands. Now bring your foot back down. Come into side plank. So your hips are going to spin so that left hip comes on top and left arm raises. If you have any shoulder issues, which I'm still recovering from a neck surgery, so I am dropping my bottom knee down. Otherwise, for full pose, just like I came into it, think about a straight line. But stay light in your bottom hand. This should not hurt your wrists. Look, even here in this modified, I'm lifting with my core. I can even bring this hand up to a float. Not very good, but you get what I'm saying. Now reach your left arm up. Now take your gaze up to your top hand. Lift your hips to the sky. Expand in all directions. Expand from the inside out. Nothing but the breath. Come back into high plank, downward facing dog. Bring your big toes together again. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Stack your hips. I didn't call this before, but if you want to flip your dog, bringing your lifted leg behind you, go for it. This is where my body is right now. Honor that place where your body is today. And bring your left foot back down. Come into side plank on this side. You can come here if you want an extra challenge. Lift your top leg. I'm coming into a modified side plank. You can lift your bottom leg for a little more. Think about lifting from your torso. You're lifting from your core. Everything's hugging in towards the midline as you expand in all directions. Come back into plank. Exhale, lower down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior two on the right. Step your right foot forward. Back foot spins down. And then open your arms up. Now this pose, your feet are in one train track. Your front heel is in line with either the arch of your back foot or the heel of your back foot. Hips are square to the long side of your mat. Your front knee is pressing out. Find some ease with your effort here. Take your gaze over your front middle finger. Smile. Come back to your breath. Nothing but the breath. Now flip for your front palm, reverse your warrior, press your ribs out, feel that stretch, your right side body. Now straighten your front leg. Come into Trikonasana triangle. Now I'm bringing a block here. If you don't have a block at home, you can always use a book or anything. You know, I could use the fireplace that's behind me if I need it. You don't have to use a block, but on the inhale, reach your front fingertips forward. I like to think about I'm a little teacup here. I'm a little teacup. And then tip me over and pour me out. But the reason we want you to use a block is to bring the floor up to you, but not to cave down. You can see when I cave down, everything falls down. So you want to think about lifting, opening. If someone were to look at me from this angle, I would look hopefully flat as a pancake. And I don't get that if I'm falling down towards the earth. So you're lifting, core is engaged. Drawing to create your fullest expression out here. Come up to standing. Bring all 10 toes to face the side of your mat. And you can bring your big toes in a little bit. You're a little bit pigeon-toed here. But lift the inner arches of both feet. Now, hands can be on your waist, or inhale, get tall. On the exhale, folding forward. Now come to your first edge, that place that says, oh, that's enough. Inhale, think tall spine, that string lifting through the crown of your head, create space. Exhale, fold. You get a lot farther by taking it a little bit at a time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let the crown of your head get heavy. See how my body eases into it with each breath. Inhale, create space. Exhale, move into that space. It feels good for me here to just let my arms get heavy. And release all effort in the neck. But your core is engaged, your bandha. That's what keeps you from rolling over. Please do not roll over. Your bandha, your breath. It might feel good to walk your fingertips back behind you. You can place them by your ears, wherever feels good in your body. Now, keep a slight bend in your knees. And then one vertebra at a time. You're going to come up and flat back. Now let's prepare for triangle pose. So right foot, spins forward to 12 o'clock. Back foot steps up about halfway, and it's about 10 o'clock. Facing basically the same direction as the front corner of your mat. You want your hips squared here, and luckily I can see myself. I'm going to pull my right hip back, left hip forward. See how my hips are squared? I don't want, our tendency is for us to go like this, but that compromises the health of our knees. So keep your hips squared. Inhale, reach up. On the exhale, keeping your hips glued right where they are. A little bit of water in your front leg, back leg. You're pressing through the heel, pressing through both heels, but really press through the back foot. Take a slight twist of the torso just so you're facing your front foot. And on the exhale, begin to fold forward. If you have something to give you a little height here, if you have any boots, those can help. Inhale, come to that flat back. Exhale, allow yourself to melt a little bit more. Think chin to shin or nose to toes. Inhale, create space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, fold. Place your left hand down to the inside of your front foot. Lift your right arm up. Now you want to try and keep it flat back here. Keep pulling your right hip back, left hip forward. Take your gaze up to your top hand. I know I feel a little wibbly wobbly. That's good. Embrace it. Bring your top arm down and come up to standing. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Exhale, low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Sigh it out. Come back to your breath before we go to the left side. Strong, steady breath. Left side, warrior two. Step your left foot forward. Open up. Now, where can you let go in your warrior? What do you need to hang on to? What do you need to let go of here? Strong breath. Find where you can let go. Relax your jaw. Soften the muscles around your eyes. Now straighten your front knee. Come into Trikonasana triangle pose. Oh wait, no, don't. I was joking. We forgot to reverse our warrior. So warrior two. And reverse, reach your left fingertips back. Now Trikonasana, so extend your left arm forward, bring it to the outside of your shin, to a block, to a prop, and lift your top arm. Come back to standing, come prepare for pyramid. So right foot steps halfway up, feet are on two train tracks. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. And exhale, left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, reach up. Torso slightly twist towards your front leg. On the exhale, you're really pressing your left hip back, pressing through the back edge of your back foot. Inhale, create space. Exhale to fold. Inhale, create space. Exhale, fold. Each breath, you're finding space for something new. Each inhale. Each exhale, you're softening into that space you created. Right hands on the inside of your front foot. On the inhale, come to a flat spine. Open your left arm to the sky. Take your gaze up. That should feel pretty yummy. I used to hate this pose, but it truly is about perspective. I decided I loved it one day, and now I love it because I made the decision to love it. Saves myself a lot of torture. It's a choice, like anything else. Bring that arm down and step it back into high plank. Exhale, low. Up dog. Down dog on the exhale. Hold in your down dog for 5 strong breaths. Think nothing but the breath. Notice how different it feels in your body. Next, inhale, step or float to meet your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. On the exhale, hands through heart center. Let's go for a little balance here. Now, the key to balance, remember that Tadasana from the beginning? Everything's hugging into the midline of your body. If you were there the whole time, you'd be sweating, breathing. Everything is engaged. Go ahead, lift your toes, feel the 4 corners of your feet grounding into the earth. Feel your legs, shins hugging in, kneecaps lifting, belly in and up. Inhale, sternum lifts, heart space opens. Now that point we set our gaze to earlier, that you set your gaze on, look there and breathe. Now from here, ground down into your right foot. Use your core. Lift your left knee to hip height. Flex your foot towards your knee. You can stay here or open out to the side. Take your right hand to the side. If you want a more advanced pose, go for it. You can grab your toe, open up. Honor where your body is today. Today, I'm in a bent knee kind of position. That's A-okay. Additional challenge, take your gaze over to your right hand. Now, with control, bring it back to center, but we're not going to release yet. Come into airplane. So extend your left foot back. Your foot flexes towards the earth. You're engaged here, though. It's a lot easier to lift. Activated weight. Your heart space is open and lifting. Pull your fingertips back. Allow that to open your chest and allow you to come into a little bit deeper. You've got water in your front knee. Now from here, bring your hands to heart center. Let's come into half moon. And if you have a block or something, that is useful, but you can bring your fingertips down to the earth or to a block. Put your left hand on your hips. Stack your hips one on top of the other. Now everything's engaged. You're lifting from your core, just like in that side plank. See, I'm putting very little weight in my bottom hand. Now, to keep your gaze down for balance, for a challenge, bring it up. Now open your left arm towards the sky. Think about being between two window panes here. Now my gaze is down. That's where I am today. But play around with it. Don't come out of it. I just did, so I didn't fall over. Now, we're going to come out the same way we came in. So fire up your core. On the inhale, come back to that airplane pose. Bring your knee back in. And exhale, lower it down. Shake it out. Whew, that was the most balance that I've personally been in about 2 weeks. So hopefully your balance is doing okay. If it's not, no judgment, no worries. It is what it is. Let it go. And let's try again the other side. So pull your belly in, engage everything. Strong breath. And the difference is why I was so balanced, or that wasn't very balanced for most people, but for how I've been, that was very balanced. Because I took that time to set my gaze, to activate everything, to engage. So take that time, it's worth it. It's amazing the difference we can make in any situation, whether it's a balance pose or off your mat, just by taking a moment to get ready, to get your breath, to engage, get present. So when you're ready, everything's hugging in. Think about lifting from your core, belly in and up. Use your breath. Use your belly to lift your right leg up. Now, you can begin to open that leg up. Open your left arm out to the side. Take your gaze to the side if you'd like more of a challenge. Stay here for 2 more strong breaths. Your hand is just resting here, just to rest. It's not doing any of the work. Exhale, bring it back through center. Come into airplane. You have water in your standing leg. Everything else is lifted. Think about your heart space opening, your shoulders back and down, fingertips reach the back of the room. Maybe your chest floats a little closer to the earth, parallel to the earth. I'm going to stay right here and breathe. Now on an exhale, don't bring it back. Let's go into half moon on this side. So left fingertips come down to the earth or to a block or a book or anything you have near you, a piece of furniture. And your your right arm opens up towards the sky. Set your gaze, right hip stacks over left. Right fingertips lift. Think nothing but the breath. As soon as I fell out of my breath, I fell out of this pose. Gaze is on one spot. Now, when you're ready, use your core. Come back into airplane with control. As much control as you have now, and then bring it back, your leg back to the front, release. Woo. Shake it out. All right. Ooh, time is flying by. This is usually a 75-minute class, but you guys were pretty much done with standing, so let's rinse it out. One last high mountain inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On the exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Exhale, low. Upward facing dog. Child's pose on the exhale. Think nothing but the breath here. All right, let's go ahead and come down to our backs, however you want to get there. And from this place, sorry we didn't get half of what I planned on getting done, but that's okay. Come just down to your backs, hug your knees in, rock side to side here. We're going to take a few twists, get into our hips, and then have more of a guided meditation, again, a visualization at the end of our practice. So this should feel pretty yummy on your back, just rocking side to side. Now inhale, pull your belly in and up here. Exhale, hug your knees a little closer. Now let's twist. So bring your left arm out to the side like you're making, if your other arm was out, you'd be making a T, but you can use your right hand to guide your knees over to the right side of your body. Now keep your shoulder down. So your knees may not go down all the way. Mine aren't. Mine are right here. But with each breath, I'm breathing into the hips. With each breath, my left hip is softening and coming on top of my right hip a little bit more. I'm not forcing. Nothing but the breath. Inhale, create space, create softness. Exhale, relax down. If you want a little bit more, take your gaze over to your left arm, towards your left fingertips. Bring your knees back to center. You can rock side to side, reset. And then bringing your right arm out to the earth. Inhale here, create space. Exhale, twist. Bring your hips over to the left side of your body. This is my first edge. Inhale here. Exhale, find a little more ease. Inhale. Exhale, ease. Inhale. Exhale, ease into this twist. This should feel pretty yummy. You can take your gaze over to the right for more of a full spinal twist, if that feels okay in your neck. Never take your body to a place that doesn't feel okay. Know the difference. If you're coming to that first edge, that's a place, before your body says, ooh, or it's not where you have pain, and then breathing into that, you find yourself easing into those places that before may have been uncomfortable or may have caused you pain, but you tensed up because of trying to force your way there, which is what happens when we try to force anything. Bring your knees back to center. Give yourself a big hug. And then let's take a modified half pigeon. So your right leg is going to come over your left, your foot is flexed, and now thread the needle. Bring your right hand through your thighs, left arm, and interlace your fingers. Now, I like to use my right elbow to press my right knee out. This is a pretty intense stretch for your hips. So breathing into the hips and come to that first edge again. You're working on maybe pulling your left knee forward a little bit. You want to press your right knee out though to get that stretch in the hip. Come to your first edge. Breathe. Let's take about 4 more breaths here. See what you can let go of here. Maybe it's something mental. Maybe it's something physical. What can you let go of? After your 4th breath, bring your feet back down, windshield wiper them out, And then on the other side, bring your left leg over, thread the needle, breathe here, inhale, belly's in and up. Exhale, maybe pull your knee a little bit closer. Breathe. Three more breaths here. Soften the muscles in your face. After your third breath, bring the soles of your feet back down. Switch your legs side to side. And then extend your legs long out to the edges of your mat. Bring your arms down by your sides. Take a moment here. I'm going to sit up just so you can hear me better, but you're here with your eyes closed, just laying on your backs, effortless. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Big breath in, fill up your lungs all the way. Sigh it out. Another deep breath in. Sigh it out. Now, just like at the beginning of the practice when we took a body scan, let's take another body scan here. You're still on your back until we're finished. This is where you'll be. And take a moment just to check in with what's going on the inside of right now, or what's been going on the inside. I know that I shared something to Facebook earlier today that I'm going to read to you that helps me get where I would like to be on the inside. So just imagine you're holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in the cup, you would have spilled tea. The point is, whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will happen, because we know, whatever is inside you will come out. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. So we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? What is in your cup? When life gets tough, what spills out? Joy, gratefulness, peace, and humility? Or does anger, bitterness, harsh words, or reactions come out? You get to choose. Today, let's work on filling our cups with gratitude, forgiveness, joy, words of affirmation, kindness, gentleness, and love for others. So take a moment here. What is it that you want to fill your cup with? Imagine with each breath that you take in that you're filling yourself with those things, those positive things. And know that you're a light. You're a light to others. Even when you may not feel like you are, you are. And whatever you have, whatever your light is shining out, it's contagious. That energy to anyone around you, it's contagious in the words that you type on social media to strangers. It's contagious in your body language in a phone conversation. So what kind of light are you shining? What kind of light do you want to shine? What is the experience you want to create? Just like when we were in that one pose and I said, I used to hate this pose, but then I decided I was going to love it. And it completely changed. So with each breath, imagine that light, that energy coming in, filling up your lungs. And as you exhale, imagine it moving from your lungs up through your heart space, up through your shoulders, down through your arms, all the way to your fingertips. Imagine that light moving up from your lungs through your heart once again, through your neck. Allow it to bring softness in your face, in your smile, and in your head. If there's anything else going around in your head that is bringing you the opposite of what you want to encompass, maybe it's bringing you fear or worry or blame, anything that no longer serves you. Imagine this new light to just push it out. Allow it to release from the crown of your head into the earth where it's no longer needed by anyone. Now, take another minute here, just in complete stillness, letting go of all thoughts and efforts. Now begin to bring some gentle movement back to your body. Wiggle your hands, feet. Bring one leg in and the other. Give yourself a hug here. Give yourself love. And come over onto your right side. Using your arms like a pillow. I'm just going to come over to my left. And take a moment here to acknowledge what you want to take with you from this practice, what energy, what you want to take off of your mat. You know, you can always come back to that. Take note of somewhere where you came back into your practice today, maybe in balance or anywhere else. The power of just using your mind and your breath to get present. Come back to this. When you're ready, press yourself up to an easy seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. The light and love in me honors the light and love within you. With a smile on my face, I bow to you and say namaste.